What is going on, guys? I hope you're all healthy and safe. Today I'm gonna test shifter, maybe even thinking about mating shifter. We're gonna see it together if it makes sense or not, because sometimes on the shifter there's not much that we can do, and we cannot necessarily OTK on the shifter, but we can still do some really solid plays, and I believe that we can actually play better than most of the other decks on the shifter, besides obviously Cash Steel, Flunderies, X-Sisters. But besides those three decks, I feel like we can play like as good, like if not better than any other deck. So yeah, let's test it, and then after that we're gonna decide if we, or you guys are gonna decide in the comments if you would main it or not. Okay, so let's check it out. All right. So first hand, by the way, I'm gonna play test it like this. The sixth card over here is always going to be the card that we are going to hot draw. So basically, uh, if we go in first, we do not necessarily want to activate shifter. Only in situation where, for example, we activate prosperity, right? If prosperity uh gets ashed, then you can maybe change shifter. But if it doesn't get ashed, you wanna resolve prosperity, or depending on what hand you have, you can also keep it maybe. But yeah, okay, that's the only thing. But besides that, yeah, like I said, prosperity, like the sixth card over here is always the top deck, and the five cards that you can see here are the ones that we always have if we are like when we are going second. Okay. All right, so basically it's going to be like this. Shifter is already activated, and then our opponent should not be able to do much, and then on our turn we're going to draw the prosperity, and now we're going to play like this, that we're going to banish the shifter to special summon Dreamswarm, and then we can normal summon here Shamal. And the cool thing about Shamal is that we can use him and the Biscuits to always go into this Peta, and now this Peta actually comes in like in full potential, because now our opponent should have like banished cards that we can use to special summon or to negate. And then we can use the spade to special summon like one of the monsters back. And then we can use like the other cards on our hand to go like into more. But the issue is that we cannot really OTK with this, right? But this might be enough. Might be enough sometimes to win the game somehow for the grind game, whatever. But yeah, we still have prosperity that I didn't use here yet. I could have used it to try to get something like Simoon, but under prosperity we can also not really OTK because all damage is being halved. But yeah, on to the next one. All right, another hand. Like I said, we're going second, so we already have two shifters. We have two shifters, which is not so bad as long as we have like Bistutes, because then we can actually like no, we're gonna top deck Simoon, and now with Simoon, basically what we can build here is we can search for Zudri, and one Simoon is always going to give us Despater and Full Armaster or Draco Berserker. One Simoon only on the shifter. We can search here for Walter and for the Black Feather weapons. Special summon Walter, go here into Blackwing Dragon, use Zudri to get the token out. And we can go here into Despater, change the Black Feather weapon to special summon Blackwing Dragon again, and then Despater can special summon again Walter. And like I said, Full Armaster or Draco Berserker if you want to. And now we can actually use the Bistule to banish shifter so that we can use the second shifter, which is also really insane, I believe. So yeah, what do you guys think? Let's move on. Alright, another hand. I'm gonna try to play without prosperity, because usually we want to make as much damage as possible on the shifter, or maybe even OTK. Yeah, this time we have no Simoon. Black Feather weapon. We can go here now into level 6 Hammerton that we can use with Walter to go into Blackwing Dragon. And then basically this is the same combo as before with Simoon. We're going to have the spotter. But the cool thing is that we do not lock us into dark, which means we can go here also not only in full armor, but we can also go into Baron de Fleur. And now for the grind game, we're still going to have Prosperity and Shamal, which is cool. And with 2 negates on the shifters, it's fine. It's fine. Alright, another hand without Simoon. Like I said, sometimes having 2 shifters on your hand isn't even that bad as long as you have a Bistir. Because you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. And like I said, Shamal and the Bistir is also insane because it's always like free this Peter. By the way, I was misplayed by special summoning Vato over here. I didn't mean to special him. I'd rather keep him on your hand for the grind game. Do not special summon him in this situation over here. Just use Hamilton and the summoned Shamal by the effect of this Pata to go into Baron de Fleur. Now, yeah. On to the next one. Alright, again, we activate shift over here. And now we can... This is busted hand, by the way. With hand like this, you should always be able to OTK. By the way, if you are playing Twin Shadow, I would also suggest to sometimes search for Twin Shadow with Sudri, because then you can use it to use Sylvant in your opponent's turn to pop 2 monsters, which is also insane. Okay, just keep that in mind. And then we can just do some combos here like this. Boom, boom, boom. And then you can use these two. If I would have summoned those earlier, we could have also summoned like a Draco Berserker over here. Then we can burn some with Nothung. And we could potentially use Sudri and Nothung to go into Chaos Angel to banish another body from the field and then OTK. Or we can just search again here 3 times. Like I said, if you have access to Twin Shadow, go ahead, search for Twin Shadow. Or a second copy of Black Feather Weapons. And then, yeah, on to the next one. Alright, another hand. My bad. So, here, small well comes in handy, but we don't really have good bridges for Simoon in this deck, so we can only search for Zudri. What you can also do is stuff like this, where I just normal summon here Nothung. I summon Nothung with Shamal and Vata. I wanted to have Shamal in the graveyard. Why? Because then we can also do stuff like this. And what I also like to do is, I don't know, like now you have some bodies to just be able to OTK. But sometimes it's all you need, just some bodies to OTK on the shifter. This, for example, is a really, really bad hand. We do not have enough access for much. So this board is not going to be huge, but at least we still have Droll and Ash for the grind game that should be able to help us somehow. But yeah, we can only end up on the Baron de Fleur. Or you could have also ended up on this Peter with another body. And now we have another here, the Moon combo. Like I said, we don't want to use Prosperity if you want to OTK. Now we can also have like a Draco Berserker. Why not? One more hand before I show you some random hands. Yeah, it's also not the best hand, but we can still do something. Peter, Draco Berserker. Like, I mean, it's 2 interruptions, right? It is 2 interruptions, so not that bad. Alright, let's do some hand tests. Here, for example, this is like a really broken hand for going second. Again, insane hand. Top decking Lubellion doesn't do anything for us, but still a great hand. I'm just going to show you the hands with shifter, because the other ones are not important. Okay, here also great hand. And then there's also some times where you're probably gonna break like this. But thanks to Bisteel and Shifter, you can, like, for example, in a situation like that, you can activate Twisters twice, Shifter twice. Here with Small Will, we can search for... Oh, sorry, this is not a Shifter hand. Okay, here we got Shifter, Simoon. Let's see if we can find like a really bad hand on the Shifter. Still a great hand. Still a great hand. Still, yeah, this, yeah, nah, yeah, we still good. Still a good hand. Yeah, with small wood saves again. Top deck shifter. Here with, but yeah, it's also broken. Because the good thing is like on the shifter, your opponent won't be able to draw you. They won't be able to veiler you, or a lot of other hand traps they cannot use. Here, for example, you're relying on prosperity, and then hope to get something. If you don't get into like a small world or um small world or Simoon, it's gonna be rough. But yeah. But so far, like, you can almost every time play on the shifter. This time, for example, you cannot do shit on the shifter. There's nothing that you can do. If you activate shifter, there's nothing that you can do. Here, small world saves. Yeah, the previous hand was also really bad. Here, except, and the funny thing is, like, the bullets are not even dead on the shifter, because you can just banish the shifter and then proceed with your combos. For example, like over here, let's say we don't have Simoon. We can just do stuff like this and use this, right? Right, there's at least something that we can do. Yeah. Okay, I just messed up, but yeah, I feel like you guys understand when I say what I'm trying to do. Here again on the shifter, really depends on, like, we can use small world to get access to Simoon, but besides that, nothing much. Like, I mean, obviously Simoon is already full on master and Dissipator or Draco Berserk or whatever. But yeah, so what do you guys feel like? Should we main shifter? Because I mean, let's talk about all the other decks. What can they do on the shifter? I know Unchained isn't that bad on the shifter. It's gonna take a lot of things away, but it's not that bad. But it still, like, does hurt them a lot. Labyrinth hurts a little bit. Rescues, I'm not sure how much it's gonna hurt Rescues, because they can still set their spells, but once their spells get banished and all their cards get banished, they're gonna lose a lot of grind game, which is also a key point. Vanadium dies, Infernoble should die. Tillemans dies automatically. But yeah, there are so many decks that just can die under shifter, but there are also some decks that can still end up on a little bit. I'm not sure if they can end up on as much as we do, but there are some decks that are able to do some stuff. But yeah, what do you guys think? Should we main shifter? Yes or no? You guys decide in the comment section below. Thank you. Bye bye.